Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about oration in democracy and what really is democracy and why is it related to spirituality, which is the topic that we usually talk about here in this channel. And in this channel, if you're new here, I highly recommend you subscribe to my channel so that you never miss an update from me. So in this video I wanted to talk about democracy and oration in democracy. What is oration and why is it that it is important in a democratic country, any democratic country? The world that we live in, this state, and this era and this state is usually democratic. We have a lot of democratic countries. Some are good democratic countries, and by definition, a good democratic country is always changing and moving towards the ideal version of democracy. So we don't have a perfect democratic country, and I don't think that thing actually exists. That exists only in our ideas, in the ideas of the people who are living in a country. So, democracy is a way of governing ourselves. It strives on equality. That is the basis of democracy, where every person has a right to decide the government, decide the governance of the country, the big decisions that we have to make, the economical decisions, the import and the export are all connected to the way that we govern our country, and that is a government, that is a democratic government, and we assume that everybody is equal in a democratic country, and everybody has a right to voice out their opinions. Hence, media is very important in a democratic country, and also with that comes the ability to utilize media and to convey your opinion. Now, unless and until people, you and I, are not part of the media and not voicing out our opinions about the democracy, this thing doesn't work. So every single person, whether it be poor person, whether it be a rich person, whether it be a person from a minority, whether it be a person from a majority, a person who is working in a multinational company, a person who is living abroad, whoever he is, if his citizenship is to this country, then he has to voice out his opinion. And so here comes the importance of media. And since everybody is treated equally, at least according to the eyes of the government, everybody is treated equally, and so everybody has a right to vote, and their vote only counts one time. And they have a right to, they have certain rights, the fundamental rights that the government gives them, and they have rights to these fundamental things, and they have also right to change the government according to their opinions. If you think that the performance of the current party in the government is not good, then you have a complete right to voice out your opinions and change certain things. So it is your responsibility, and it is in your hands, in a person, in a citizen's hands, that he can voice out his opinion, voice out his injustices, his justices, his goods and his wrongs, whatever it is, you can voice out. And so, in a democracy, it is important to not only voice out your opinion but also understand what people want. Now, this is the problem that I want to talk about specifically because in voicing out people's voices, you are going to climb up the hierarchy of the democracy. You are going to want to and try to understand the voice of the people. And the more you understand the voice of the people, the better orator you become, the better you are able to express their voices. Is it good? Is it bad? If I understand your voice and if I talk the way you want me to talk and I talk to you that way, I will have a certain power over you simply because you did not express yourself in the proper manner, simply because you were not articulate, you weren't courageous enough to voice out your opinions, you weren't courageous enough to stand in front of a mic or a camera to voice out your opinion. And hence you vote someone who has a similar voice inside you. So the politicians understand this and they use this method of articulation, this method of oration, this method of understanding what the people want and expressing them. Sometimes they don't deliver their promises. Most of the time they do not deliver. How can they? Because they simply aim to voice out your opinions, not their opinions. If they really voiced out their opinion, the first thing that they have to talk about is the viciousness of power, this cunningness of power and this rising in power, which is related to viciousness and cunningness. It is in manipulating people that they rise. This is the first thing that they have to admit. Any democratic person must understand that the person who is standing and trying to lead has a desire to power, has a desire to govern, regardless of his career, regardless of his educational background, regardless of what he has done for the people. He has a desire to lead, a desire to rise in the power. So, oration and media is one of the things that one must teach himself. Any person who is a democratic citizen must teach himself to use the media and also be able to voice out and articulate your thoughts and ideas on the social media. There are, of course, a lot of problems with social media, especially when it comes to consumption of social media. But there is no problem in putting yourself out there, in writing your ideas, in articulating your thoughts on media. And whoever is articulate enough will be liked by those who have similar opinions, by those who have similar voices. Because you, as a democratic citizen, are not doing something new. You are simply pointing out a voice and opinion that is already going on in somebody else's head. In India, I find a lot of intelligent people, a lot of Socrateses, a lot of Platos, a lot of philosophers who stand and sit in front of their houses in what we call chabutras. We sit here and we talk about philosophy, about religion, about politics, but we dare not enter. because that is a job for someone else. Because we don't do that. We simply talk. We don't enter politics because politics is deviousness, it is viciousness, it is a strive for power. So I'll find a lot of intelligent people here in India, and but simply because they do not know how to use the media, they do not express themselves and they do not represent this voice inside themselves. There are only 2 or 3 major parties in every state with certain agendas, and how can you expect such a large population to decide on which party to vote for when there should be multiple parties? There should be at least 15 parties or 20 parties that are fighting or are in the majority. There should be at least 20 voices that come out from this huge diverse background, this huge diverse land that we live in, which has a population that is so diverse in their experiences, so diverse in their religious thoughts, in their political thoughts, in their philosophical thoughts. Yet we only see 3 parties in each state, maximum 3 parties. They have their own agendas. We never ever look at these agendas. We only look before elections what we have to vote for. We look for the people who are promising things. We open the newspaper a few weeks before elections, look into who is promising more things, and then we simply go and vote. A person has a right. You, as a democratic citizen, have a right and a responsibility to choose good elective representative, and you have a right to form and reform the laws that are in the constitution. You have a right to say what objects you. You have a right, and you have power, because democracy means that you have power, that every single person has power, that every single person is equal. So thank you for watching this video. There is also a close intricate connection with democracy and our political views too, our world view and our religious view, and also our view of society, which I want to talk about in the next video. For now, this is enough, and if you're new here, I highly recommend you subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you like the video. And so thank you for watching, and bye bye.